Hey everyone, if you've been following along, then you know that we've completely demoed our master bathroom and closed up the hole where the doorway for the closet used to be. So this week, we're gonna be busting through the wall, creating a new hole for the doorway, putting in that doorway, and then prepping everything for our new closet doors. So let's go see what happens because Mama needs her closet back. After some estimated measurements, I began making my hole. I was pretty confident there wasn't going to be any surprises such as pipes or vents, so really it was just about pure destruction. I'm gonna get number 2 with extra sauce and pickles on the side, please. The goal is to get the drywall off in giant chunks, but you can see for the most part that didn't happen. I demoed from stud to stud, and then some extra across the top where I'll need to add some additional supports. Next, I removed the extra stud using the same technique I used in the bathroom. Now that we've gone ahead and torn everything down, it's time to build it back up. Now this is not going to be a traditional build where we're just going to put the drywall back up. We're actually going to change what these studs look like. And the reason for that is the type of door that we're going to be putting in. This wall is going to be getting a barn door, and not just any barn door, it's going to be a barn door that I create myself. Now you can prep for a barn door in a couple of different ways. The first way is if you already have your drywall done, you can put the header on top of the drywall. This means it will be visible when you install the door, but honestly, you can build that in so it looks natural, like it was always supposed to be there. But since we already have the wall open, we're gonna go ahead and put the header inside the wall. This means it won't be visible on the outside, and we'll just be able to put the track guide right onto the wall without having to worry about adding any extra supports. So what does that mean for this project? Basically what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to cut out a piece of one of these studs and then create braces so we can put a header across the entire length of the door. And once that's done, I'll go ahead and build out the additional framing for the actual size of the walkway of the door path that I want. So let's get started drilling out the piece of the stud that I need removed, and then we'll go ahead and put in our header. I started by using my multi-tool to cut out the chunk of the stud that I needed to add my header. It's important to note that this is not a load-bearing wall. I knew that before any cuts were made. Side 1 is just about done, and it was definitely the hardest side, and this did not come out ideal, but it's gonna work. So we cut out this middle joist, and we will now screw in screws so that it's supported. We also put support pieces on each side so it's resting connected here. So this isn't going anywhere. Now the problem is this is not level. It's not even close to level. I don't know what I did wrong. Somewhere in between the trimming of this, I think that's where I lost it because it was just too tight and I couldn't get that fine level smooth. So what I'm gonna do is really not worry about it. The piece that we actually need to drill into this header is going to be at about 8.5 inches from the ceiling, which means it's gonna sit right about here. So we're gonna be fine. I accounted for this. I know I'm not an expert, so I added a little extra to this header just to make sure, and we're gonna be absolutely good to go. So I'm just gonna roll with this. We're going to continue, secure this in place, and then move on to the other side. Once the first side was secure, I went ahead and did the same thing on the other side. I made sure that the left and the right side were level to each other, and then set the middle header to connect the two sides. This was especially tricky since my first side was not level, but in the end, I got it to work. Finally, I determined how big I wanted the doorway to be, secured the base pieces to the floor, and then added the two studs on the top and bottom of the header to finish it out. Then we just needed to add drywall to complete our wall. As you can see, we've gotten a lot done here, and we're just getting started. After the drywall, we went ahead and put on the corner bead and the first layer of joint compound. So next, we have to put on probably about 2 to 3 more layers of joint compound, sand it all down, and paint it. But while that's happening, we're gonna start working on the doors. So stay tuned to the next episode because you're not gonna wanna miss this. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to keep up to date on what's going on, and we'll see you soon. Bye guys.